someone tell me what the point of Amazon Prime is? I mean, I ordered this shirt a long time ago. Get ready to resign. So I'm gonna wear it because I paid for it, but I'm sorry, I'm a little behind, clearly, but I'm still part of the movement, okay? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Natalia, and clearly I'm in a way better mood this video than in my last one because Ricardo Rosselló has resigned. If you're just clicking on this video and you honestly have no idea what I'm talking about, then I suggest you check out my last one where I talked about everything that was going on in Puerto Rico in regards to the governor, Ricardo Rosselló, and why so many people were protesting for him to resign. In regards to that video, I do want to give you guys a huge thank you for all of the love that you guys gave me, all of the messages I got, the comments, everything was so beautiful, and you could truly see how the Puerto Rican people and even people that weren't Puerto Rican were sticking together and rooting for us and wanting for us to succeed in this. And I honestly, I can't believe that that's how things played out, because you guys, like, the fact that so many people took to the streets and just made their voices heard, we were able to make a huge change in our government, and that's not something that you see in recent years. And it's just beautiful to see how by people, you know, going out there and showing their faces and screaming for change, that you're able to make it happen. If you guys haven't followed the news, then it was on Wednesday night, I believe, this past week, where Ricardo Rosselló literally took all day to let us know what was up. Now, the day prior, La Comay, who is it's a very famous show in Puerto Rico. I suggest that you go on YouTube right here and search for La Comay because she's hysterical, and a lot of the times she's right with what she says, and this time was no different. La Comay announced initially on Tuesday that Ricardo Rosselló would be resigning on Wednesday, and people were skeptical. They were like, how's she gonna know the truth? Like, how do we know that this is really gonna happen? And then it started being reported by the two biggest newspapers in Puerto Rico, one of them being El Nuevo Dia, which has been great with all of this coverage. I've been following them a lot. They also reported that Ricardo would be resigning or submitting his resignation on that Wednesday. It was initially reported that it would happen before noon that day. Noon came and went, nothing happened. Then we heard maybe a little bit later in the day, the afternoon came and went, nothing happened. And so people were literally waiting all day. And then the news came out that he was recording a taped message and that he had already left his mansion in Puerto Rico. Now, I was glued to WAPA, which is the channel from Puerto Rico that was playing everything live in real time, and they showed these pictures of him recording his message, and people had no idea what he was gonna say. Was he gonna resign? Was he gonna keep up with his BS about him not going anywhere and wanting to change Puerto Rico and blah blah blah? Like, we literally had no idea. And then around midnight, it finally came, and it was beautiful just to see the reaction of everyone and see how everyone went silent as soon as the video started, and as soon as he announced that he was resigning. It was just a beautiful thing, and you could see all the joy and all of the passion that everyone was exuding, and I was just so proud of my people, so proud of my island, and that they were able to accomplish something so big by keeping that passion, by using their voices, not using violence, and just, you know, fighting for what they needed and what they knew needed to happen. And it was amazing. Now, with all this being said and done, of course, the big question is what happens next. Ricky's last official day is this upcoming Friday, August 2nd at 5 p.m. He's officially done as governor, and it automatically falls to the next in line. That being the Justice Secretary, Wanda Vasquez, who's actually third in line, but because the Secretary of State already resigned, it automatically bumps down to her. And Puerto Rican people aren't happy about that either. Over the past year or so, Wanda has faced a lot of criticism over just like mishandling of prosecuting certain people in her party, over like money mismanagement and all that kind of stuff. And she's been widely criticized and pressured to step down even before all of this craziness happened. And the people just see her as someone who is still an extension of Ricky Rosselló and everything that was going on in his administration, and her being someone that was a part of that, she automatically is deemed an enabler, and I think with good reason. I understand that people want a complete new and fresh start, and I think that's what we should get. It's hard because there's still like a year and a half of the term left, more or less. The next election is next year, 2020, just like it is here in the States. And it is going to be difficult, I think, to get her to step down as well. But do not underestimate the Puerto Rican people for nothing, because look at what we just did, okay? We just showed the world how it's done, okay, papi? So that being said, right after Ricky's video was released, literally like within minutes, Wanda Renuncia started trending on Twitter as the #1 trend. So like I said, there's no plans of people stopping. There are more protests that are scheduled now within the coming week, and it's going to be really interesting to see how this all plays out. One thing that I do want to stress, and I wanted to make sure that I pointed this out in my video, because I do have somewhat of a platform and it's not huge, but I do notice you guys come from all different places. You're here in New York like me, you're here in the States, you're in Puerto Rico, you're in other parts of the world. And one thing that I absolutely want to stress is that Puerto Rico needs you, all of you. And the tourism factor of Puerto Rico is so huge, and they need all the tourism that they can get, because these past couple of weeks have been brutal on some of these, or all of these small businesses, especially the ones in El Viejo San Juan, Old San Juan, where majority of the protests took place. It's hit them really hard, and they were already hit extremely hard by Hurricane Maria. Of course, with there being no power, no communication, no resources, they already took that hit less than 2 years ago, and here they were taking another big hit. And yes, it was for an amazing cause and people were really fighting, but that doesn't change the fact that these are people that need to survive and need to feed their families and need to continue to help Puerto Rico as a whole, because without tourism, Puerto Rico would lose out on a lot. There were cruises that weren't docking in San Juan like they normally would. I know that there were most likely people that canceled their trips because of all the chaos that was going on, and they didn't know how they would be able to get around the island, or how, you know, if they would feel safe or anything. And that's completely understandable. When you see a massive amount of people, then you're probably a little bit turned off by that, especially when you don't really understand what's going on. Now they need it more than ever, and so all I'm asking is that if you're in Puerto Rico, I'm sure you already know this and there's no need for you to hear me say it, but of course, show your love to those businesses in those areas that were right in the middle of all those protests, and especially the days that people didn't go to work and people just stood out all day and protested. A lot of those businesses lost out on a lot. So make sure that you go out and you support those mom and pop shops. People traveling to Puerto Rico, make sure you go and you visit those mom and pop shops, because it really does make a huge difference in these people's lives. Like, this is their livelihood, and it's just gonna help Puerto Rico as a whole in the long run. I really didn't want to drag this video on too long, but I did want to make an update for you guys, especially since he's resigned since my last video. And I got so much feedback from people that weren't from Puerto Rico that just wanted a better understanding of what was going on. And so it makes me really happy that you guys were able to find my channel and able to find my video and just get a bigger picture of what's going on in the rest of the world. The biggest thing that I want to leave you guys with is that we are nowhere near done, like at all. And this is the start of something brand new. This is history. We are implementing change. We're fighting for change. Puerto Rican people need better. Whether you're for Puerto Rico becoming a state, whether you're for Puerto Rico becoming completely independent or remaining the way that it is, whatever you guys are for, you know that Puerto Rico just needs to be handled better, and just better people in charge, people that actually care about the people of Puerto Rico and not lining their own pockets with money. And so if there's anything that you can do, if you want to participate in any of the protests, if you want to share what's going on whatever platform you have, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it is, do it. Because the louder we are and the more we fight, I mean, look at what we just did. Like, this is not the end. This is literally only the beginning. And I've never felt prouder of my people. I've never felt prouder to be a Boricua, to be a Latina, to be someone who is seen as the bottom of the totem pole and saying, no, we're not. We're better than that. We've always been better than that. But this is it. And I'm just ecstatic. And so thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure that you leave a comment down below of what you feel about what's going on and what you think will happen. Let me know what kind of videos you want to see next, and do not forget to hit that subscribe button so that you're notified anytime I post a video. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.